Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inspiration for Today for this Thursday. And today we are viewing the celebration of life that was held for our good friend Lou Tirado at the Lake Forest campus on a Saturday not long ago. And we wanted to do this because all of us who are at Saddleback Laguna Woods knew Lou Tirado. If not by name and personally, you knew him by sight because he was our lead usher, our head usher, right to the very end. But Lou had many, many other roles that he served Saddleback over about 40 years. His life verse was John 15:13. We're making that our verse for these 3 days. Yesterday, we did the graveside service out at Riverside National Cemetery. And now this was the celebration of life held at Saddleback Lake Forest, featuring today Rick Warren. And we're going to hear music from Kim Beanie and Randy Kellerman. Both friends, longtime servants at Saddleback, have played numerous times, both of them actually, at Saddleback Laguna Woods. Lou's life verse, greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. Now we think of that in terms of the war story and Lou getting shot down over Germany. But you know what? Much more of that was lived out through the rest of his life. That he laid down his life in service at Saddleback Church. In the earlier days, for decades, he served helped raise the children of Saddleback. And you're going to hear Rick talk about Lou helping raise his children. So I think you're going to enjoy this service. And then tomorrow we will hear from Tom Holliday and Kay Warren of what Lou meant in their lives. So let's just honor the Lord and honor Lou in viewing the way that was done at our church. And then I'll see you back here tomorrow.
I love Lou Tirado. I loved him with all my heart. He's one of my dearest, closest friends. And yet, I'm celebrating today for him. I'm celebrating my friend who nearly made it to 101. Are you kidding me? The night before Jesus was crucified, his disciples were all worried about his upcoming death. And in John 14, starting in verse 1, he says this: "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. And I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, you may be also. And you know where I'm going, and you know the way." And Thomas saith unto the Lord, "Lord, we don't know where you're going, and we certainly don't know the way." And Jesus said, "I am the way. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. No one comes to the Father but by me." I'm betting my life on those verses. What are you betting your life on? Lou Tirado bet his life on those verses. When I think about my friend Lou, he was an original member of Saddleback Church. I knew him 40 years plus. And the one word that describes Lou to me is the word contrast. Because he was my shortest friend. And he lived the longest. The shortest friend, short man, lived the longest. He was small in stature and giant in heart.
Yeah.
Giant in heart. God packed more energy, more creativity, more love, more charity, more integrity, generosity, humility into that one small body than a dozen of us. Actually, because of his small stature, he became a war hero, as you know. You know the story. He's the only guy who would fit in that turret. Okay? I would have never fit in there. Okay? And so really, he got chosen. He was a war hero because of his stature. But again, that's a contrast. He's a combat vet, beloved by children. He raised half the staff children of Saddleback Church, including all my kids. And he had that goofy turtle hat. And all the kids called him Mr. Turtle. You can tell a lot about a person's character by seeing how children and dogs respond to them. And that's true. I mean, when you got within his presence, you automatically loved Lou. What I've discovered in my years is that the longer you live, the more grief you have in your life. Because Lou survived so many other people. He had to...
Whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. Well, you can tell someone you love them from the bottom of your heart, and believe that it's the truest thing you know. And if you need